left off in the previous tutorial. We left off with the name server setup and the domain connection with Cloudflare. So as you can see, we left off with this screen. So what we have to do is we have to copy this particular name server from here, and we need to go to the GoDaddy domain, and we need to uh, click on the respective domain that we need. You can navigate to GoDaddy homepage, and you can go to your account, and you can go to manage domains. And once you go to the manage domain, you'll see all list of domains that uh, you have or you have bought from GoDaddy. And then you just click on manage DNS. Once you click on manage DNS, you will see this particular information where you can see a record, CNAME, NS name service record. So in these particular records, you need to change with the Cloudflare record. So Cloudflare, so I'll take the name server from Cloudflare, and I'll go over here and click on change, and it will say that enter my own name servers, and I'll just copy and paste the two name servers that I have got. So one of the best feedback about GoDaddy that I have experienced for the last 3 years is the name server response time is quite high compared to Google DNS and AWS name servers. So I highly recommend using names Google GoDaddy directly rather than using other servers. So I connected Cloudflare with this record, and I'll go to Cloudflare and do done, and then I'll get started. It will say that your SSL and TLS encryption mode is full. I'll say full. So what happens in the strict mode, that the Cloudflare applies an extra security layer, that the client, the origin server where we're gonna host our application, and the browser where and the Cloudflare hosting edge certificate, both the certificate should be the same. So we will, and most sometimes what happens, certificate doesn't match up and site fails to load. So for this, for due to that reason, we'll select full, and we'll go to the next step. The next step says always use HTTPS. It means whenever anyone tries to navigate to HTTP site, it will automatically re-navigate to or redirect them to HTTPS or highly secure servers. So we'll make it on. These all features are coming in the free package of Cloudflare. Then auto minify means to say that if you have a JavaScript code that's gonna come on your site, if you have a CSS code that come on the site, if you have HTML code that's come on the site, you can minify it and the edge level on the Cloudflare level. But we have already minified it because we are using Angular, so we don't need it. We'll save and we'll go ahead. And in this particular brutally compression, what happens that it compresses the page pages, HTML pages or CSS or JavaScript pages. So to increase the page speed, we'll select OK, and then it will give me a list of summaries that what things that I have already selected. Okay, then I'll click on OK, and let's see what happens. Right. Meanwhile, if you come to this particular screen where I can see the name servers, and it says that we cannot display your DNS record because your name server aren't managed by us. Don't If you look at these lines, read these lines, don't worry about it at all. Once you click on change, and you'll say that I'll use GoDaddy name servers, then all those data that has been left from there will come back. Okay, so now I come back to the Cloudflare dashboard, and I can see that the SSL and TLS inscription has been applied to full, this applied to on, and this applied to none, and brutally applied to on, and do finish. Right. So until unless I see this button recheck now, it means my name servers haven't verified it yet. So what I'm gonna do, I'll do recheck now. Okay, and it says that most of the time it says it takes around 5 to 10 minutes to verify your domain with the Cloudflare. And once the domain and the Cloudflare has been verified, your site and your application will be protected with the Cloudflare security. Now, the next part that we could not discuss in the last previous tutorial, we're going to discuss over here. It says that add your domain, custom domain, to Cloud Firestore or Firestore hosting. So what happens? You come to the hosting page, and once you come to the hosting page, as we have already seen in the previous tutorial, that we have added all these all the hosting from our Angular app. And so we'll click on add custom domain, and we'll add the domain Skugal.in, right? It says that enter the exact name of your domain name. Don't add SCTP or subdomain, etc. Just do a Skugal.in. This is called the root domain, you know, and redirect Skugal.in to existing site. We don't want this, so we don't select it. We'll click on continue, and it says that verify your ownership. So what happens most of the times, companies gives us some verification code, and these verification code needs to be added in the domain registrar, or if we are using Cloudflare, so we are not getting this authority to add records over here. We'll get authority inside Cloudflare to add these records. So what we'll do, we'll go to the dashboard of Cloudflare, we'll go to the DNS. Inside DNS, we'll click on add record. So make sure it says that add type txt, and for host Skugal.in, and the value will be this. Okay, the 3 data points it's giving us. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select txt. Okay, and it says that host should be Skugal.in, right? So here it says use @ for the root. So Skugal.in is the root domain, so we have to use @, and the content is the value. So we'll paste the value and we'll save it. Okay, and it will be stored inside Cloudflare. So whenever Firebase or will be able to will has to verify it, that this domain belongs to us, then it will make a hit on Cloudflare rather than GoDaddy, because our Skugal.in is protected by one particular by Cloudflare, right? So what I'll do, I'll go and click on verify, right? So this propagation takes some time. So to verify this transaction, you need to also add these particular IP as a record. So guys, what you have to do, I have already have a record. I need to remove that a record, and I'll add this one, and I'll save. These records I don't need at all. So what I can do, I can delete them, because this has been already deleted from the previous server, etc. So these records we don't need, so we can delete them, right? And then what happens, one a record has been added, one other a record that needs to be added. I copy this a record again, and I'll say a record, and I'll say @ and IPv4, and I'll say this one, I'll do save. So both these two a records has been added. Now I need to click on finish. So once I click on finish, it says that the domain has been added. So we have added a domain inside Firebase hosting. We have secured it with Cloudflare. These were the two goals that we needed to achieve in this particular tutorial. And don't worry about these at all. So we need to delete them. We just don't need it at all, like, because the domains were already hosted somewhere, so we don't need it. So we can just go ahead and delete all of them, right? Okay, so we'll delete all of them. Our domain here is verified. Let's check out if propagation has finished or not. If you can see Skugal.in, you can see rNotes application has been added. Now let's check some features if it's working. If let's say I say that my add GoDaddy domain to this Firebase hosting is security Cloudflare done, right? So I'll click on tick, and they say to do update true. I'll click, if I'll click on done, I'll say 2 records that GoDaddy is set up for rNotes, that has been done. Add GoDaddy domain to this Firebase hosting and secured with Cloudflare, that has been done. So I think we have accomplished these 2 tasks, and that these are the really important tasks that most of the time I cannot find any tutorial on the internet. So Please subscribe to the channel. Please put any question if you have in the comments and let us know. Thank you so much, guys.